Guys, this is your boy T that was blazing the sports. We gotta talk about something. It was brought to my attention that a little birdie, somebody I know who keep close eyes on these things, he said, T-Dub, you have to know this. I'm like, nah. I said, no, you have to know this. You have to know this. I'm like, know what? He says, Andy was set up the ring. I'm like, the ring? What do you mean? Andy was set up the ring. Guys, I got some news that was brought to me. And I want to share this news with you guys. And honestly, I just want to get your opinion. I'm going to read to you an article that was sent to me. He said, you need to see this. And I'm about to read this, right? This was posted by Daily Express UK. It said this was about the Andy versus Joshua fight. Earlier in the week, it was used for the... This is about the ring, guys. What I'm reading is about the ring. And once I read this, I want you guys to let me know, was this set up to be geared towards one fighter or not? It's your opinion. Hear me out. Earlier this week, it was used for public workouts, although for the purpose, it was only set up at 17 feet, the ring. However, on the weekend, it was expanded to its full size of 22 feet when it housed in the purpose-built 15,000 all-seater. Now, guys, remember, the ring they fought in was 22 feet. So I did a little bit of research, and the average ring, professional boxing ring, is between 16 feet and 22 feet. I'm sorry, 20 feet, I apologize. Between 16 feet and 20 feet. A standard ring is between 16 feet and 20 feet to a side between the ropes and another 2 feet outside. Again, I'm going to go back to this article I just read. Remember, guys, in the fight that just happened, Joshua was moving around the ring and had a lot of ring to move. I didn't think anything about it. I did a video. I'm only asking. It's a question. And it's just for you to answer. Earlier in the week, the ring was set up for a public workout at only 17 feet. However, on the weekend of the fight, they expanded the 17-foot ring to its full potential of 22 feet. So when we saw them guys work out for their public workout, it was a 17-foot rule. By standards, anywhere from 16 to 20 feet. It was within standards. But when we look at this being not stretched out to 20 feet, it was stretched out to 22 feet. The question that is being asked is if pushing the ring out to its full potential, 22 feet, I'm just asking, 22 feet, does that benefit the guy that wants to move or the guy that's more flat-footed? It's a question. It's a question. JE said the only excuse for AJ, he wasn't conditioned for that fight. He was training for Miller. No, I'm talking about, and guys, in case you don't know, it was brought to my attention. I said, you know what? I think it's a good enough story that it needs to be told. The ring that Joshua and Andy Ruiz fought in, the second fight, the one that just happened. Hold on, guys. Yo, you loud your boy T-Dub, who's calling. The topic is the ring was moved from 17 feet to 22 feet, and the standard reading is between 16 to 20. Who's calling, and what's your thoughts on that topic?
Real talk.
Real talk, what's happening,
I,
homie?
I, I said it doing doing when he's watching the fight. The ring looks bigger. You know who has been fitted. Did you not see how much room he had to move around that ring? He had no experience in cutting somebody off with that much extra room. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He didn't know. He didn't have a game plan for that. Of course it favored. It obviously favors Anthony Joshua. That was set up for him to win it from the jump start. If you go back and watch the first fight, every time he got dropped, he was coming off of that ring except for one. He was trying to get back off the ring because he'd been walked to the back and he was trying to pivot off of it and fight his way off of it. This way, he had plenty of room to move around and pivot around, and he did not know how to cut the ring off from that standpoint.
You know, man, like I said, it was brought to my attention. I'm like, you know what? I think it's worth talking about, right? We just saw the fight. If you in the chat, you saw I ate crow, right? I ate crow. I owned up to it. I talked about me. I talked to my voice. But I'm like, you know what? Listen, if it went from 17 feet from when they worked out, right? To give a public workout, you want to give the people a vision of what they're going to see, right? You want to give them the actual ring size, theoretically, the actual ring size, and you want to show what the boxers look like before the fight. That's the only reason you have a public workout, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have one. But it was brought to my attention. They said, hey, teed up. They said, you got to see this article, man. They said this article says that the ring went from 17 feet to the full capacity of 22 feet. So I'm like, well, I mean, I'm being honest. I didn't really think much about it. I'm pushing off like, yeah. And he said, no, look. He said the average ring is only 16 to 20, and this was 22 feet. He had 2 extra feet all the way around the ring to be able to maneuver. Who would it favor? In the first fight, if Joshua took 2 steps back, his back would have already been on the ropes. He take 2 steps back now, he has 2 more feet to take another step back. So like, you know what? I think that is compelling enough that can be an argument. At least, listen, we cannot argue that what happened, right? Andy did not put up the performance we thought. Joshua moved a lot more than we thought. But, did the ring play a part of it? Did it not? And it looks like, by what you're saying is, oh, hell yeah, they played a part of it. Is that right?
You damn straight. Two things played a great big part in it. One, the ring is significantly bigger. Gave him the room to move. 2, every time they got within Ruiz's range, Joshua clinched, the referee made sure to not let them fight their way out of it, but to break it up immediately and totally, no, you better not hit. Step back. He made sure each time he saved his life at least 15 fucking times doing that fucking fight. That is absurd. Some of those breaks he didn't even need to break up because he was still punching. Johnson was on, but Ruiz still punching. Johnson could have just let him go.
Well, let's talk about it. Thank you, Real Talk. As you can tell, this is not a popular topic. I can't read the chat, but it doesn't seem that pleasing. And I think the first like or dislike I got was a dislike. But all right, I'm gonna wrap a little bit more on this. Thank you for calling, man. Giving me your input. I appreciate it, guys. Remember, the lines are open. You can call in, agree or disagree. That's what we're here for, guys. We talk about it all. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Real Talk. All right, guys, listen. It's like I said, right? So I'm home, drinking tea, right? Getting ready to do the JERMALL fight, And I guess somebody called me on my 1013 line. I'm off the air. I typically don't answer off the air. I'm like, okay, I answer, right? And American Path to Travel, what is going on? Lost oneself, getting drunk. Vic said, Vic easy, I like. Here's the thing, guys, and it was brought to my attention. And listen, uh, I'm just putting it out there, guys. This was brought to my attention. Let me see if I can show you this. Hold on. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I'm not sure if you can read this or not. Not really, huh? Let me see. Can you guys see that? If you read that, I'll read it to you, right? It says, early in the week, they're talking. This is about the ring, right? Somebody brought to me. They said, "Hey, I think everything was kind of geared for Joshua to win. There's a reason he was able to maneuver so much and stay off the ropes and not be able to trap as much." Now, remember, guys, when I got this call, I'm not telling you who the guy is, but I argued the guy. I imagine he listened to me. I argued with him. I'm like, yeah, but Andy didn't fight right. Yeah, but this, yeah, but that, right? So I'm pushing back, right? Because, I'm like, okay, he lost. Joshua Jolly. Listen, Andy came in 283, fatter than a bonanza buffet, and Joshua moved well, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, T-Dub. He said, look at this. Oh, look. He said, they moved the ring out. The ring was much bigger, right? So I was like, okay. I said, let's read it. Let's see. Let me see the article. Send it to me. He said, here. Early in the week, it was used for public workouts. Although for that purpose, it was set up for 17 feet. However, on the weekend, so Friday, probably yesterday, or today, it was expanded to full size, 22 feet. Now, if you guys are not boxers and maybe you don't know boxing, listen, even I didn't really trip off the size as much. I do understand that a lot of boxers do try to get if you're the A side, you want to get the biggest ring possible. That way you can move and have an easier time against a slower footed opponent, right? So you said, okay, it was 17 feet. That was for a workout, but they pushed it to 22 feet. So what's the big deal? So when I looked up, I did my research, right? The average size of a ring, and let me see if you guys can see this. Hold up. I'm trying to get it. Gosh, I'm not good at this. Can you see that? Like a standard ring is between 16 and 20 feet. You see that? So if a standard ring is between 16 and 20 feet, that's standard, right? 16, way more close fight. 20 feet gives you time to move around. This was pushed to 22 feet. So the question is, did the extra 2 feet all the way around, did that help in Joshua being able to escape more, being able to get out the way more with his mobility, or did it have no effect at all? Hold on, guys. All right, let me see. Did AJ win because of 2 feet? Come on, Tito. Hey, it's a question. Listen, when you ask a question, right, it can be answered how you interpret it, right? So if you feel that the 2 feet extra around the ring, 2 feet to the left, to the right, front and back, if it did not aid at Joshua moving at all to be able to escape punches, that's how you feel. Nothing I say we're going to change that. That's how you feel. Paul Jacobs says AJ the champ. Hey, listen, the facts are the facts. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the facts. The facts. Anthony Joshua is 2-time unified champion. That's the facts. The facts. He boxed his way to a victory. The facts. The facts. He looked it better than he did in the first fight. His body physically conditioned. He was conditioned better this time around. That's the facts. Listen, we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you have one guy that is shorter, that does not rely on footwork. Who does it benefit? Does it benefit him being in a ring that's 17 feet? Or does it benefit him for being in a ring that's 22 feet? Does it hinder him for being in a ring that's smaller? Or does it help him? Listen, I mean, listen guys, the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. American Pastor Charlo, yada yada yada. If it is in Buzz, we candy and nuts, we would all have Merry Christmas. Ruiz just lost. Come on, man. We were told, can you catch a chicken in an 8x8 room? Maybe can you do it? Lost from Ruiz was one fat, couldn't even cut the ring off if it was 16 feet. All right, listen. You know what? You know what would solve this? Let me do this on air, guys. I don't know. But if you guys can beat me to it, maybe we can look up the ring size of the first fight. I don't know. I'm going to try right now live. Joshua Ruiz ring size try for first fight. Right? I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to tell me or not. See, since this fight just happened, everything is new. Everything is new. Everything is new. But we can say this, though. Listen, I'm just saying this, guys. I'm just saying this. Anthony Joshua never relied off of utilizing his legs, right? He never have. He typically took the center of the ring and stood his ground or backed you up. He made you have to make the mistakes, but he didn't do a lot of movement. This fight, listen, he trained differently. I'm not arguing with him. Listen, he moved a lot better. He moved a lot better. Hold on. Joshua moved same size ring as the one at Madison Square Garden. AD, I didn't see that, bro, but listen. Check this out, AD. Check this out. Check this out, bro. This was sent to me by Infight Information. When I went off air, right, I can get hit up on my line. And he says, T-Dub, it was set up. I was watching the ring. It was set up. It's set up. He said this. This is it, right? You see this Google. It's not tight. This is it. 17 foot extended to its full size of 22 feet, right? The ring earlier, it was set up where them guys can do their public workout. Joshua came, and then Andy came. It was 17 feet, which is within the realm of a standard ring. Hear me out. It was in the realm of a standard ring. Look at that. He said, my dude is still love, but you going to have to eat that crow. Call in. Listen, I accepted my crow. See, you guys are not getting it. You guys are not getting it. The question I am asking you, and it has, listen, if you try to ignore the fact, then you just like blah blah blah. Listen, I accept the win. Joshua won. I accept that Joshua boxed. Listen, he boxed well. He moved well. He looked fast. He used his jab. I admit that. I'm not disagreeing that. If you'd have saw my show, you would have saw me accepting, embracing the crow, as if I was a crow. But we cannot ignore the fact. Listen, this is just fact. Listen to this. The ring, the same ring. This is the same ring. When they did their public workout, it was 17 feet. 17 feet. The standard ring for a boxing match is in between 16 feet and 20 feet. The 17-foot ring that they did the public workout in, this weekend, either Friday or today, it was stretched out to its full capacity from 17 feet to 22 feet. The question I'm asking, and it's a question, it's a yes or no. It's not that did Joshua won. No, I'm not saying Joshua didn't win. Joshua won. I didn't like Andy's effort. Joshua won. But the fact we gotta ask, did the ring go in 2 feet beyond a standard ring? Standard ring, 17, 20. Joshua's ring, 22. Did it benefit the mover or not? Did it hinder the shorter, chubbier fighter or not? That's a yes or no question. Yes or no question. That's a yes or no. That's a yes or no question. Why is it so hard? Listen, guys, I'm not changing the fight. I don't want to see a third rematch. Joshua got the win. I'm willing to keep it right there. That's cool. That's cool. I don't want to see a rematch. I'm not arguing that Ruiz won. I'm not saying that. I ate my crow. But what I'm asking you, the guy with the game plan of moving 12 rounds against the guy with the game plan to cut the ring off, which one did it benefit? Which one did it hinder? That's all I'm saying. And I can't get a yes or no. Listen. AD lost 1. Jay Fergie, the villain. A simple answer. Or anybody watching, a simple answer. A simple answer. A simple answer. Yes or no. If you say no, I can't argue with you. That's your opinion. But I'm just asking. When a 17-foot ring is stretched out to its full capacity of 22 feet, and the standard ring is 6. Listen, honestly, I don't know what's wrong with a standard ring. You can go between 16 feet and 20 feet. That's 4 feet difference. 4 feet. It could have been set for 20. But I'm just asking you guys, I'm just asking. If Andy thought he was going to be in a 17-foot ring, he did a public workout in a 17-foot ring, and then this weekend they moved the ring from 17 feet to 22 feet. I'm only asking, did that help Andy or hurt him? Yes or no? American Pastor Travis said no because Andy was out of shape. I agree, he was out of shape. Observing Stuff says, what do you think? You talking about me? I think that it benefit the mover. Like, if, all right, check this out. Let me ask you a question. If Floyd Mayweather had fought Manny Pacquiao in a 22-foot ring and still schooled Manny Pacquiao, do you believe people would have been saying, oh, we just won fair and square? Or would they be saying that? Or would they be saying, he had a 22-foot ring? Hell, nobody could catch him in a 22-foot ring. I could run for 3 days. It's just a different look. I'm not arguing the outcome. Andy was fat. Too fat. Nothing but fat. So help you fat. I agree. I saw this man in the ring. I'm like, holy smoke. I'm like, he looked like one of them old school stand-up deep freezers. I'm like, what the smack? Hold on. Somebody just sent me something. Many of boxing's biggest fights were held in Madison Square Garden, including Roberto Duran, Ali, Joe Frazier, Anthony Joshua debut, Don King, Las Vegas. Madison Square Garden was considered the mecca of boxing. The original 18.5 feet by 18.5 feet ring, which was brought from the second and third generation of Gordon, was officially retired September 19, 2017, and donated to the International Boxing Hall of Fame after 82 years of service. A 20 feet by 20 feet ring was placed in the beginning of October the 6th of the same year. All right, so here it is. The first fight, it looks like it was a 20 by 20 feet ring, if going off of what just sent to me. The second fight was, it was originally a 17-foot ring on workout, and it was stretched to 22 feet. Here, hold on, guys. Hold on. If you get time, maybe you can go and freeze this. Go back. Freeze it. So let me see who else. Floyd would have beat Manny regardless of their ring. Listen, Floyd's a different animal. Floyd's a different animal. But I want to ask direct questions to all that watching. All that's watching. Observing stuff. Do you think that it benefits a guy that plans on move? Think about it. I mean, honestly, guys, honestly, ask yourself, why would the ring even be expanded? Ask yourself, why would it be moved from 17 to 22? I'm asking you, do you think that somebody in high power says, now, after everything is over, push it out to the full capacity? And I'm asking you, if somebody said that, do you believe that person might have been doing it for the benefit of Joshua, yes or no? Listen, I'm just saying, I know if you guys want to disagree, you're going to disagree, but in your hearts and minds, hold on. Yo, what's blazing the sports? We are live. Let's talk about it.
What's good? Just observing stuff.
All right, observing stuff. I gotta ask a question. The first one, then after that we'll just rock off. Please, sir, can I get a yes or no? I'm gonna say a statement. All right, the standard boxing ring is between 16 and 20 feet. By the article that was just sent to me, the first fight was most likely in a 20-foot ring because that what was replaced in the Madison Square Garden after they got rid of the 18.5 foot. The public workout, that same ring, it's the exact same ring, it was 17 and a half feet. This weekend, between Friday and Saturday, they took the ring and moved it from 17 to 22. Do you think, not saying that Joshua's robbed and like that, he's the champion. Do you think moving it out to the full capacity benefited the guy that was moving? Yes or no?
Yes. I say yes. I say yes. And the thing is, because I didn't get to see it, but from what I heard from y'all, I want to ask you. So since you saw the fight, do you think that would have made that much of a difference?
I think it make a difference when trying to cut somebody off. I think when a ring,
well, like when I said Floyd would be Manny regardless of the ring size, do you think this? Do you think that ring size would have mattered that much for this particular fight?
Yeah. I remember Floyd's a different breed because Floyd fought Manny in so many styles that a lot of people can't catch. Floyd pressured Manny. Floyd backed up. Floyd checked hook. Floyd went forward and backwards. Floyd fights so many styles in one round that a lot of time they go unnoticed because they only pay attention to one when he's moving around. Joshua, yes, he moved better, but Joshua in this fight fought honestly one style. He fought almost like a Klitschko, but wasn't really going for the kill. Now, did he look better? Yes, he moved better. Like the whole fight, if you listen to me, you hear me saying all the time, moving left, moving right, moving, shuffling, right? He was moving a lot. And you got to think about this, right? So, that's like asking, like, okay, if I have a full-size bed, is there a difference between me having a queen size? Yeah, you can roll over and comfortable. If a person is moving in a normal ring, if somebody charges you with a double jab, if you take 2 steps back, your back will be on the ropes. If they charge you in a ring that's 2 more feet, you still out the way with enough room to take even another big step back before immediately having to give off. Listen, there's no doubt that it benefits. Now, I'm not taking it from Joshua. He fought. He won. He looked better in every aspect. I'm not knocking him. Even though the ring was 22 feet, he moved like crazy and didn't really, he showed a little tired, but then he bounced back and moved well. But the only question that I'm talking about is that did it make, or what, let me ask the question is, was it a disadvantage or not to one man that is flat-footed? She has a shorter reach and he's more flat-footed. Does it make it harder for him to cut a man off in a bigger ring, or does it make it easier for him to cut a man off in a bigger ring?
I'm gonna say it'll make it harder, but let me say this though. From what I heard, Andy looked like he wasn't in shape like he was supposed to.
Hell no. No, bro, listen.
Was he tiring towards the end? Like,
no.
Was he tired?
No, he wasn't tired. If they would have fought in a, I'm not saying this was the ring that was going to happen, but if they would have fought in a 17-foot ring, I think Andy would have forced more interaction. See, when I charged you and you back in the 17-foot ring, you're only going to get about a step. With these guys, you get one step back and your back's on the ropes, right? Which means that you give the shorter man more opportunity. So I'm asking this, so who does it benefit? Joshua has, what, a 6-inch reach advantage or something? 7-inch? So you allowing a man that already has an advantage with the reach to have even a more advantage with the ring. That way he can always step back and use it. Now, when it comes down to performance, Joshua performed better. Andy performed better. But I'm telling you this right here, it would have been a better fight. I promise you, for the people, because many people are complaining about.
Well, don't get you want Andy to win. I've been saying Joshua was going to win. I ain't predicting him to beat me. Well, I've been saying Joshua was going to win.
Listen, he won. He came out to the ring, looked more determined. He looked hungry. Bro, like, he looked like he was. Huh? Oh yeah. Listen, bro. Listen, he did what he had to do. See, I did my job. Anytime I talk about them, it's bringing light to them. Love them or hate them, it's marketing for them. But I do my job, and I freestyle shit, bro. But he came in better. But I'm telling you, if they would have fought in the 17.5-foot ring, or 18-foot ring, or 20-foot ring, it would have made for a better fight, because at times there was no punches being thrown because Joshua was just moving, and Andy was having to try to cut off the ring. And if somebody, it's like, I'm not saying you went to jail, but if you go to jail and you're in an 8x8 room, you ain't got much room. But if they take that 8x8 room and make it a 12x12 room, it's different. You know what I'm saying? You got room to do push-ups in, sit-ups in. I'm only saying that. Listen.
It's true. I mean, a shorter space definitely benefits the aggressor more so. But also, I mean, so like when they fought the first time, I think Joshua kind of let himself, he was letting himself get hit a little bit. So I don't think they would have, if the ring was bigger, I don't know if they would have helped him too much the first fight. It's like long to begin with. So I mean, like Eric say, like, everybody got a fighter's chance.
Yeah.
I mean, the ring thing definitely play, the benefit for the taller, longer fighter. But also, I mean, Andy good at rushing in sometimes. So I think, I haven't seen it, but I would think that it might have been a better fight, but it probably would have went the same way. That's what I think. Because, I mean, Joshua was still maneuvering, and it sounded like he might have been maneuvering better. I mean, besides the ring being big.
No, he was definitely, the loss made him better. He moved better. He was faster. His jab, listen, it wasn't upgrades, but the difference is, it's about being see, when you take a fighter like Andy or Marcus McDonough or even Chisora, these guys that are not good with their feet. They rely on coming forward. Remember, the shorter man job, his whole job is cut off the ring. I don't know if you noticed, I'm a trainer as well. I sparred and fought taller and shorter fighters. Yeah, right. If I was in Joshua's case, I would prefer the bigger ring, because you know why? Shit, he's gonna have hell getting past my jab, and I got great legs. And you give me room to you. It's like this here. In a street fight, if you got one guy that cannot move and one guy that can move, and he has no boundaries, the one that can move, he's just gonna stick and move all day. Now, a boxing ring is not that easy, because at least it does have boundaries that you can't cross. Some of them as little as 16 foot, some of them as high as 20 feet, which is standard. 16 to 20 is standard. When you go to 22, I guess that would be considered not standard. But in this case, honestly, it benefits the guy that plans on moving. Andy was bigger, was looking to finish the fight, and now he's in a bigger ring. Listen, I would love to interview Andy just to even find out, like, hey, bro, to clear the air, did you know they was going to expand the ring? Go ahead.
Some fighters, they get emotional and might say anything. Because, like, okay, I mean, Joshua don't punch soft. I mean, Andy could have rushed him. I mean, eventually, like I say, everybody respect pain. There was a reason why Andy didn't rush in too much. Something was hitting him, not that it, like, was hurting him, but something might have seen a little bit coming in there. So it wasn't like he was easily hook him down anyway.
He had Joshua modifications. He stuck to the game plan and he did it well. Now I'm not questioning that. He stuck to the game plan. He boxed tall. He used his jab. He kept the distance. He held. I'm not gonna lie. He held a lot. He did not get any warnings. Sometimes, listen, it was about 30 seconds of just moving, and then Joshua would just hold him like nobody threw a punch. And then because anytime Andy was getting ready to cut the ring off, and he was getting close to having the fight, he would just grab him. And then what does the referee do? Come in and create that separated space to make Andy have to start over from the center of the ring to cut the ring off again.
That's definitely a game plan ahead. I don't agree with that game plan, but I mean, he was trying
It's
to
a game plan.
Fight.
Listen, I'm not knocking. Listen, bro. Even what I said, what I thought. Listen, he did it. I thought Andy should have, when Joshua went to clinch, Andy's hands should have been busy. The moment Joshua, listen, even though I'm talking about the ring, I'm not, go ahead.
What would you say, as a trainer, what would you say, what would you tell Andy if he was in his corner? I mean, you kind of already is, but not immediately, if he was physically in his corner, what would you tell him?
First of all, cut the ring off better. He didn't cut the ring off as good as he should. Like, man. First of all, I would have told him not to gain that damn weight. I'd have told him come in exactly as he did last time, because even though the ring was bigger, if he'd have came in at 20 pounds lighter, whatever it was, he would have been able to shuffle laterally more. But
I was kind of thinking, so do you think, that's why I'm wondering if the ring size is that big of a factor, because if he could just come in like he did last time, I mean, it's only so much Joshua do, but of course, like I knew, Joshua wasn't going to come in with the same game plan. He knew, don't put your face where the dude could hit you when you could just stand up and, box off. So I don't think the ring size would have made that much of a difference, because, I mean, Joshua didn't predict Andy coming in, big. Everybody thought Andy slimmed down. That's what we all was thinking. So if anything, the ring size might have, I mean, it wouldn't have helped him, but it would have, him be slimming down, it's up to the fighter.
I don't know, man. Here's what I'm saying. Like, the reason I'm saying is, the one thing that we don't know is what would have been the outcome. But I do believe it would have been more, fight. It'd have been more exchanging punches. Andy was able to catch Joshua in that fight. It even a couple of times looked like Joshua maybe had wobbled a couple of times when Andy was finally able to cut him off. So what you're saying is, when you talk about a smaller ring, you're increasing the chances of the shorter on fighter to be into more exchanging punches. See, it's like when somebody has a longer reach. What you say?
I agree with that. Yeah, he's going to try to walk him down, corner him or get him against the wall.
Right. So imagine, like, if you have 20. Listen, I'm just saying, the more feet you have, the harder it is. Listen, Joshua was conditioned. The best condition I ever seen him in. I mean, he moved like that for 12 rounds. He moved. Like part of me reminded me of when Floyd, sometimes when Floyd would fight somebody and he beat them for 10 rounds or 11 rounds, and it's a 12th round and he ain't really trying to fight, like, I already got a one.
Yeah.
Joshua was taking like the last sometimes 20 seconds of round, just moving, throwing his hands down, licking out his tongue. Like, no, I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage.
But it's one thing, you gotta take the fighter. You gotta hold the fighter accountable. Like when Joshua lost the first time, whatever it was, I hold him accountable for that. People had excuses. I mean, like how he fought Andy at the last minute or whatever. Yeah, that kind of happens. But with Andy, you still gotta keep yourself in check, because, like, okay, if you think of the first fight, if the ring was bigger, it would have helped Joshua. I mean, it would have helped him, of course, but you think it would have been a different outcome? I don't think so.
know, Joshua got hit with the third round shot. I do think it would have helped him because you won't get trapped as easy, man. I mean, it's just simple logic. Put somebody in a 4-foot room, in an 8-foot room, in a 12-foot room. It's just simple.
Like, I think he would have got knocked out.
Well, because he already got caught. I mean, listen. If it was, put it like this here, after the third round, if it was, let's say, a 17-foot ring, I think Joshua would have been put out maybe in the 5th round or 4th round because Andy would have caught up with him more. If it was a 22-foot ring, Joshua probably could have expanded it to maybe 9 to 10. But the outcome was still going to happen because of the third round shot. But we're talking about, remember, during that time, Joshua wasn't a mover. That wasn't his game plan. They fought in the standard ring that was in the Madison Square Garden. This time, it was the game plan for Joshua move. It was the game plan to move every second of every round. And huh? So the question is, and that's the question is that when somebody planning on moving for the 436 minutes, he never went for the knockout. Now listen, he landed a couple good shots. Listen, when I call fights live, I don't be biased. When Joshua doing good, I call it. When Ruiz doing good, I call it. I call it down the line. But I'm just saying that when one guy game plan is to move 36 minutes, and they stretch out the ring either today or last night sometime from 17 to 22 feet, does it kind of pander towards the man who has their game plan? And I'm going to ask you a question. Go ahead. Okay, but who do you think behind it? Do you think that was just just done, or do you think somebody on the side of Joshua was like, move that ring up? Listen, bro. Listen, I believe that somebody high important on Joshua's side did it, and listen, I get it. Listen, it was a strategic move, and it worked. He's a champion. Congratulations. I ate my crow. Go ahead.
After you did it, and if it does happen to be like that, they benefited y'all, because I'm not sure why they would change the size of the ring. You know any other reason they changed the size of the ring?
Well, listen, the only time that I hear ring size being changed, when typically there's a strong A side, and they typically want to make the ring either bigger or smaller to cater to their style. I don't know if I'm trying to think. I know I've seen it done before in the past where some movers wanted a bigger ring, but then some aggressive fighters wanted a smaller ring. Like a Triple G style fighter, he wouldn't do great in those type of rings because he just keep coming forward. It gives whoever he fight. Like if Triple G fought Demetrius Andrade, he'd do bad, very bad in that ring. But if Triple G fought Demetrius Andrade in a 17-foot ring, it'd be much better for him. I'm not saying how the outcome will come. I'm just saying it'll benefit him for being in a come forward, no foot movement fighter in a more small space and a bigger space.
But then for them to influence Saudi Arabia to do what they want, Saudi Arabia got money. They got money.
Long money.
I don't know if I know every Joshua team, they got money too, but there's a whole different type of pocket than Saudi Arabia pocket. So I don't know if they could really pay them or, influence them a certain way if they could really afford it. Not saying they broke or close to it, but...
You talking about people over here?
No, with the ring size, you know what I'm saying? Because the fight was in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but it was there, but I don't think Saudi controlled it. Saudi probably controlled the arena that's going to be put in and stuff like that. But when it comes to the ring size, I think that's pretty much up to the fighters. Like a lot of times, like when you get a high profile, they put that in writing, right? Like there's bigger fighters that when they're the A side, they're like, no, I want a 17-foot ring. And they won't take a fight unless you agree to it. And it's a smaller ring. Or they might say, I want a 20-foot ring. Because remember, it's just like Canelo, right? Canelo puts in rehydration clauses, right? His win over, what's his name? Who did he just beat? Kovalev, right? I heard he had some kind of rehydration clause against that. Canelo won, he won, right? But the fact is, sometimes people put things in that people might agree with or not agree with that is a clear advantage for one fighter. Now, when you ask me about Canelo, he's a great fighter. But if you ask me, does he gear things in his favor to win? Absolutely. He do catch weights. Think about this. Canelo, if you're a 154-pound champion, he was making you fight him at 155 at one point. If you're a 160-pound champion, he made you fight him at 155 with a rehydration clause. He won. He's still a great fighter. He still got great skills. Joshua still did great. Listen, Joshua looked good, moved good, fought good, good speed, taunting, confidence looks there. Took a couple big shots when he had. But the only thing that I'm talking about, the only thing that I'm questioning, that we already established, is that by expanding the ring from 17 foot to 22 foot, what is that? 5 more feet? 5 feet in each direction. I'm just saying, I think it benefits the guy. But listen, that's all I want to establish. I'm gonna give you the last word, man. I know I scratched the surface with some people on this one, but I'm like, you know what? It's worth talking about, man. It was a change, and people are going to either agree or disagree. But either way, it's up for me to bring it up and us to debate about it.
Right, and I would say it's a fact that it's a fact that the ring size does benefit Joshua more, and the influence thing definitely, there's politics and boxing. But I mean, sound like some things Andy could have did better, and the day
Yes.
Joshua won.
Yes.
And I predicted that, So, one last question though. So, what do you think Joshua's next move? Before people don't want to ask about if Andy's gonna win, what do you think Joshua's next move is now?
He's going to fight a mandatory probably. Listen, he said this. He wasn't worried about Wilder. He didn't want to fight Wilder before the Ruiz fight. He doesn't want to fight him next. It looks like they're doing the post-fight interview. They brought up about 2 different sanctioning body and mandatories. If I had to guess, I could be wrong or maybe partially right. They're going to set him up to fight 2 mandatory back-to-back. And then after that, the 2 fights, he's probably going to fight either a third fight with Ruiz or he might fight Usyk. But any unification bout, if I had to guess, I would say a minimum of being at least 4 fights away. Minimum.
See, I think I got to be a rematch with Ruiz because nobody wants to see that.
I don't want to see it. But Joshua said is 100% sure. So, which is why I brought it up.
Yeah, I can't see who you fight next, but I hit you up another line. Nice talking to you.
All right, bro. Hey, I'll be live probably tomorrow morning, man. Getting that work back in, man.
That's what's up.
All right, bro.
Peace.
A guy that was observing stuff in the chat, man. Listen, what do you guys know? I mean, what do you guys think, man? I'm not going to be here too much longer. American Pastor Travel said, smash the like button. Yes, yes. Andy was never hurt. He was outboxed. I agree. Look, man. The outcome was the outcome. Josh was the champion. Listen, let's look on the bright side, right? What has happened has happened. It's in the record books. The 17 feet, 22 feet, it doesn't matter now. It's in the record books. We can argue over who it benefited, which, in my opinion, it benefited Joshua. He moved more. The ring was pushed out beyond the standard limits. It benefited him more. But let's talk about the bright side. Joshua is now a unified champion. It's not going to happen anytime soon, but the conversation of being undisputed will start again. In my opinion, if Joshua would have lost this fight, I think a lot of UK fans probably would have slowed down on watching boxing. That's just my thought. The ones that's really just like really for Joshua, because if Joshua would have lost, he would have had, in my opinion, set up at least a year to recover. He won. He looked good. And by his movement, see, now because of the way he moved, the way he boxed, he did not look the same against Andy in the first fight. It's going to make people start thinking again. He can be Wilder. He can move, do that on Wilder. He can do that. And listen, there's conversations just like this. We're all not going to agree. We're not all going to agree. We're all not going to disagree. But it's boxing. See, when we talk about stuff like this, I don't like when we always agree. We don't get nowhere. We don't learn nothing. We have to sometimes disagree to move further. We have to butt heads sometimes to move further and get a brighter picture. And Joshua redeemed himself. He's the champion. I ate my crow. This is your boy T-Dub. What's Blazing the Sports. Smash like the channel. Remember, I'm always going to do videos, and you are welcome to agree or disagree. I love it. Listen, I'm not lying. I like disagreeing more than agreeing. I do. Because now, okay, let's spar. Let's spar, right? Listen, it is healthy sparring, right? We're talking about this ring, right? The conversation of this video, a standard boxing ring, 16 feet, 20 feet. The ring they fought in tonight, when they did the public workout in that ring, it was 17 feet, which falls within the realm of the 16 and the 20 feet as being standard. Sometime this weekend, either today or maybe last night, the ring went from 17 feet to 22 feet, which is 2 feet outside the standard all the way around the ring, right? Did it benefit Joshua or not? Did it hinder Ruiz or not? No matter which way you fall on that, the outcome was the outcome. Joshua fought to win. Andy didn't fight with the hunger. He's unified. Congratulations. This your boy T-Dub. What's Blazing the Sports. I'm out.